Hey guys, welcome to my first ever ranked commentary. In this series, we'll be going from random to diamond. Now, I'll be talking about what I do wrong, what my opponents do wrong, and overall how do you improve in these ranks to get better. So our first game will be Diana against Red Raptor. An interesting matchup. But overall, how's your guys' day been so far? So, platform maps, I'm not gonna lie to you, I hate them. Spirit gets so much value out of platforms. I would always say when the game starts, the first thing you do is always try to fight for the weapon. And notice how my main game plan right here is just to keep my space against the Red Raptor. While I start doing a terrible job against it, my whole entire idea here is just to outspace him and make him do moves that I know that I can punish him for, and do moves that I know he can't punish me for. Also keep in mind that I got like no training before this. I literally launched the game after not playing and just straight up went to ranked. So this is why it looks like a little terrible in the movement so far. But the main takeaway I want you guys to get from this video is just baiting, making sure you do it safely. And talking about baiting, watch how I take the first stock here. As I grab my weapon, I go towards him to scare him into dodging, thinking I'm going to attack right there, but I want him to do that, and then that leads to the recovery for me getting my first elim. Now right here, I'm just trying to throw out moves to basically block his only entrances. I do a terrible job at punishing his landing, and he punished me for it. Now here I'm just trying to space him out, hit him, catch the dodge. That's guaranteed on Diana. That was just a side tip. I can't really say anything about that. Once again, I bait him. Look how I stutter right there. I make him think I'm going to attack. He dodges up in the hill with the insig. See, this game is all about baiting and just taking your time. So many people in this game play extremely fast. And if you're not honestly used to that, or even if you are, it can just cause you to do so many extra missed inputs that you don't need to do. Right there, he dodged, he jumped in the air. Do not jump in the air after you dodge unless you plan to item throw down, because if you do, all someone has to do is just catch your landing to punish you. And also, always mix up the way you come back to stage. You never want to keep doing the exact same thing unless you're against bad people, because the whole entire point of Brawlhalla is to not let anyone catch on to what you do. Because if they do, then you will have to change up how you play. If someone notices that you only dodge in, you will start getting punished for dodging in. And in my honest opinion, dodging in and spot dodging are probably the worst two dodges to do at the beginning of the game. For example, I had no idea what he was going to do there. I hit the side line and I got an NC because I just guessed he was going to spot dodge. And also, don't always jump, because jumping is something people love to read too. Jumping is so easy to read. And now we are on to our next game. So far we are 1-0 in our placement matches. Another reason I played random is just to show you that you don't need one legend to win in ranked. And meta, while it kind of is important, if you're not a professional player, it's not that needed. I feel like meta is definitely overrated in lower ranks, and while watching best legend guides or the best legends in Brawlhalla can help you pick a main, with enough time you can make every single character in this game look like they're S tier. Now, I see so many people say that Great Sword is broken and that they struggle against Great Sword. And the main reason that a lot of people tend to struggle against this weapon is that they love to spot dodge and dodge in or try to jump out of combos. But the thing is, the way Great Sword is as a weapon pretty much benefits from you doing that. If you really want to escape Great Sword strings, you're better off mixing a jump with a dodge, or just doing like some very weird type of wake up or something like that. You cannot afford to spot dodge or dodge in, and I'm going to repeat that so many times, against all weapons. Spot dodging and dodging in at the beginning of the game is like the worst possible thing you can always do. And also, I'll say another reason that people end up getting caught by Great Sword is waking up, because not waking up properly, people just tend to somehow forget that Great Sword can just do a move and then do a second move. So you're pretty much better off waiting to see if they just keep going or if they go for a read. By the way, the main reason this dude is getting beat this badly is because he just does not know how to move properly. I can easily bait him like right there doing that down sig to make him think he has an actual opening to punish me, but in reality, he can't, which is why he gets hit for it. Now, fighting against Scythe players down here, they're not really that menacing. They pretty much only do two things. You have the Scythe players that only go for reads, and the Scythe players that only go for attacks. There is really no in between. It's very rare to find someone that does both down here. Then after that, you can base your gameplay around it. If you know the person's going to go for a read, all you have to do is just wake up out of everything they do. And if you know that the person is always going to go for an attack, simply just dodge and always punish them for it. Also, one more thing people tend to do is just panic. Like right here, I hit him, he got a jump, but he went the opposite way of the stage, and that's why he died. Panicking and stress and ranked is honestly really bad, and I honestly just recommend to keep playing until that stress goes away. Alright, in this game, I have Battle Boots. Now, Battle Boots is very annoying to fight against. I'm not even gonna lie to you here. But of course, once again, as long as you don't spot dodge or dodge in, you're pretty much going to be good against anyone in this rank for Battle Boots. I will say the worst part of Battle Boots is the fact that, of course, it takes a long time to get any kills, which is definitely going to be your main ability to honestly win fights against Battle Boots. Knowing it doesn't do that much damage, you can afford to take hits, but that doesn't mean throwing yourself in bad positions just to get 1 or 2 hits. Also, one more thing people tend to do is that they tend to forget that weapons have true combos. When you get hits, it's okay to go for extensions. While of course you might end up getting hit for that extension, then you just know what to do next time. If you hit somebody and they wake up, for example, just wait till they wake up and then hit them afterwards. But going for extensions can definitely get you the most value out of winning neutral. If you hit somebody one time and then back up, you're going to have a really long game because it's going to take like 15 hits to get a single elim, which creates the 6 and 7 minute games you have, and are honestly why pro games are so long. Usually because if no one can get any major momentum going, it's just going to be a really slow paced game, because unless you're playing Tyros, it's going to take more than 4 hits to get your opponent off of the stage. Right there, I hit him. I honestly predict he's going to dodge down, because dodging down is like one of the most common things to do when you get hit by silent and gauntlets. I take advantage of it. Now, the thing he's trying to do right here is basically just hope that I end up whiffing, which I do, and he gets advantage to get the stage. But the thing is he challenges me off of the stage, which causes him to struggle and get all these hits. Really just gonna end up getting the weapon if you just would have focused on the weapon. Whenever you don't have a weapon, you don't honestly need to run to it, because of course your opponent's going to be expecting that. Your best thing to do is just try to bait someone to missing and then hitting them and then getting your weapon, because running right towards the weapon is just going to be the easiest read of all time. Now honestly, right here, I do use item throws a lot because it's a good way to break up neutral. You get honestly no bad negative from it. Like, item throwing is just really free. And right here I messed up what I was trying to do. I was trying to do this right here to Sarah the item throw diagonally down, but I'm playing on D-pad, so it's a little bit harder. But that is never a bad thing to do, because it's going to either do one or two things: cause them to dodge, or they get hit by it and you get the stock. Item throwing after you hit someone off the stage will never be a bad thing to do, in my opinion. I can never see a negative to doing that. And pretty much now we're just moving around against each other. I'm trying to bait him into attacking me, and honestly he's just hoping I mess up. In a neutral type of position like this, I would say good moves to use are things that like carry a momentum. Like you see, I do a lot of nairs and sayers because you get to move with it, which makes it easier for you to honestly get away from your opponent trying to hit you, which allows you to get better baits, which is why I try to use a lot of moves that honestly carry momentum. No, honestly, this Mordex player is not the best Mordex player. He isn't really going for the most beneficial things, and honestly at this point it's just more or less attacking to just simply attack. But honestly, I do fall into a trap here. I do way too many jumps, and he just gets used to it and he punishes me for it. Now, one thing I tend to do is when I get a stock lead, I do tend to honestly underestimate my opponents, and that is one thing that you can't afford to do. Like, unless you're just really good, because if you're like struggling against an opponent and you figure out what they're bad at, they can still come back. Like, as long as you have a stock in this game, you can win a Brawlhalla match. It gets unlikely, but it's still possible. By the way, guys, if you have any questions on the gameplay or any questions on your own gameplay or like what to do, I am glad to help you in the comments, so please leave a comment. And also, if you want, we can change up to legend once I get to diamond. Do you want to see 2 defense 0 or something crazy like that? Now, honestly, I saved the best for last. This honestly was the toughest match I had because I just played really bad at the beginning. I was just going in and just doing very dumb movement and didn't even know what I was doing, honestly. I feel like a lot of people tend to play the same with all weapons, and I fell a victim to that when I picked up the hammer. Hammer is just played way slower than, for example, spear or sword, and trying to play hammer very fast, unless you just are like really just built different on hammer, is always gonna put you in a bad position. But the second I pick up that spear, the whole entire gameplay changes. Not only does this map of course just have platforms, so it makes spear easier to play, but we're both pretty much just trying to bait each other into doing things. He reads my jumps and I'm just trying to get some good pokes in. Also, something I don't see a lot of people do is try to go for edge guards. I see so many people just sit on the side of the platform and just wait for their opponent to come back to hit them off again. But sitting like right here like this, even though it might not always lead to a KO, applies way more pressure against your opponent to end up doing something. And I decided to keep playing spear because I just feel like I'll be better on spear on this type of map compared to playing hammer. Nair is just like really a extremely safe move on this weapon. Last having like it's like guitar Nair, but like 10 times more crazy. It's because of how good it is. And also, I'm just shooting some of these Sayers very late. I feel like a lot of people, including me, suffer trying to go for a punish but not being in the correct area to actually get the punish, which makes it a terrible punish altogether. Now right here, I overextended and I died for it. He killed me in a crazy way, but he still punished me, and that's all that honestly matters. Now right here, I'm trying to, of course, not go too much above him because I know if I go too much above him, he will end up scooping me, and that can lead to the broken Nair hammer. Like, knowing what a weapon can do in a situation like that can, of course, save you from just suffering to it. Now right here, like I said, I was just trying to dance around a weapon to make him do something compared to actually going for the weapon, because walking in is what led to me getting hit by an inlet. Right there, wait for the dodge, do the item throw. Now right here, I sold because I could have easily ground pounded him and I could have been in stock, but still you saw how the weapon applied pressure, caused him to dodge, and he pretty much had nothing. I was just bad at punishing him right there. Now right here, just trying to give him space. Well, I wasn't trying to give him space to let him get back on the map. I was trying to give him space to pressure him to do something because I knew he was still on the corner. But of course, if I would have been too close, he would still be able to hit me. Like I said, knowing movement is always going to be one of the best things here. That was a nice little punish for me. I had him throw up so he can't go for a ground pound, even though he still could have D6, so it was still kind of dangerous for me. Now right here, I sell because I was supposed to gravity cancel D-light, but I honestly forgot. I did it there by accident because I was off the map when I hit him, and I pretty much led to my whole entire downfall of that stock right there, which puts us at 1-1. Now, once again, the main problem that he's suffering from is the fact that he's only going for one hit and he's not going for anything else. Like, he knows I'm not dodging, but he keeps going for dodge reads, and he just isn't getting that much of value out of playing hammer, because hammer can go for, of course, true combos and all of that, but he's only getting like a one Sarah every now and then, or like one inlight, and that pretty much amounts to nothing, and that's how I end up winning the game. But that's it for today, guys. We're going to end the video being 4-0. Check back tomorrow for part 2. Until next time, guys. Peace out.